Good morning to my favorite PawPrint class. How's everybody doing this morning? I hope that you're having a good day so far. It looks like it's going to be another beautiful day. I think even warmer today than it was yesterday, so that's a good thing. We can spend some time outside. I can't wait. Well, let's go ahead and get started so that we can get finished with all this stuff and you can go ahead and have a great Friday. Start off your weekend with a lot of fun. So let's stand for our pledges. Remember, you may not be able to see me in the picture, but hopefully you can hear me. Ready? Here we go. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Very good. And here's our date. Today is Friday, April the 17th. How do we write 17th? That's right. A 1 and a 7. So I'm going to put the 7 up here because we're in the teen family. 17. Very good. Awesome. All right. Our poem today is about trains. Trains. Have you ever ridden on a train? Or I have. I've gotten to do that and seen a train. And when my little boy Will, when he was much younger, we got to go and see Thomas the Train, and that was such a special day. It was a lot of fun. So you may have seen movies about trains or cartoons about trains, but our poem today is about trains, and there's a reason why. So here goes our poem. Over the mountains, over the plains, over the rivers, here come the trains, carrying passengers, carrying mail, bringing their precious loads in without any fail. Thousands of freight cars all rushing on through day and through darkness, through dusk and through dawn. Over the mountains, over the plains, over the rivers, here come the trains. So, very good. I love listening to trains as they go down the track. The clickety-clack sound that they make. Well, we've been working all week, boys and girls, on the Lord's Prayer, and today we're going to finish it up. Yep, we've learned about, almost all of it. So we're going to finish it up today. So let's start at the beginning, and then we'll stop and we'll finish it up today. So it starts off what? Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. All right, so that's what we've learned so far. And we'll keep practicing it and saying it, and hopefully you'll get it learned. Some of you may already have it learned. But it's a great thing for us to learn and to remember. So I figure if Jesus thought the disciples needed to learn it, I need to learn it too. So here's the last part. It says this, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. So I don't know if you can see, this picture's kind of dark. Little boy's looking at himself in the mirror. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. So what I think he's saying is, when we have to make choices, help us to choose to do the right thing and not to do the wrong thing. Help us to make good choices. All right. I love this picture, the rainbow and the boys and girls playing. For thine is the kingdom. That we're part of God's family. God's kingdom. And the power, that we can ask when we're feeling tired, when you're at school and you just need a little bit more energy to get to the end of the day, you can ask God to help you. And the power, and then here's the last one, and the glory forever. Amen. Part of God, God deserves all of the glory for the things that he's done. All right, so thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And then today, lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. So that's the Lord's Prayer. Practice it this weekend. Say it with your family. It's like I said, it's such a good thing to learn and to know. Well, the reason I want us to have the poem about trains is because that is our blend today. T and R. So I'm going to turn so that you can see T-R, T-R, tr, tr. So we have train. This is the word train because look, we have A-I. A is going to say its name because I says, I'll be quiet, I'm your friend, I'll be quiet and let you say your name. So we're going to say it's long A sound. Train, train. All right? Where does a train go? How does it get around? It goes down the track. One vowel, so it's going to say its short sound. A says A. Up here it said its name, A. But it also has what we first learned, A, like an apple. So track. Excuse me. Now we have the word tr, and then I says trim. Do you ever go to get your hair trimmed? Maybe not cut, but it's getting just a little too long, and so you go and have them just trim a little bit off. Or maybe because we can't go to get our hair cut or go to Great Clips or Sports Clips, wherever you like to go, maybe your mom may be giving you a little trim. This is the word trim. All right. This next word and the last one in this row is, we have two E's together, so we know it's going to say the long E sound. E. Tree. I love how the trees. Remember, if you remember, it's been a while, but the tree, and when we looked out our window in our classroom, I think when we left, we were just beginning to see the little green buds on the tree. But now, if we were in our classroom, it would be full and green again. All right, so we have the word tree. All right, these next two words go together. What do you say on that special day in October when you get to dress up and pretend to be somebody else? And you knock on their door. What do you say? I, and then there's C-K. Trick, or E-A. Our two vowels are together. So A says, I'll be quiet. E, you can say your name. Treat. Trick or treat. Trick or treat. Well, it's not time to say that now. We'll have to wait a few months to do that. All right, now this next word is a pretty big word, but I put it up here because it's kind of what we talked about in the Lord's Prayer when he says, lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. We want to make good choices so that we don't get into trouble. Make good choices. Choose to do the things that you know are right and not do the things that you know you shouldn't do. Because nobody likes to get in trouble. That's a big word. And then the last word is also a big word that I put up, but I thought about us at school, and it is the word treasure. Everybody loves to go where? get on purple, bring in your reading log, do whatever. And sometimes we get to go to the treasure box. So that is definitely a TR word, treasure, treasure. So can we go back and do our words? Train, track. All right, the train comes down the track. Trim, tree. Here's those two words that go together. Trick, treat, trouble, and the last one, treasure. All right, very good. Now, if you have your book with you, I'm going to get mine. We've been reading about Tess and Bess. In the first day, we talked about how the two sisters, fixed themselves a cup of tea, and they used the pot and got the water hot, and they put the sugar in and they mixed it up. And then Tess, Bess got out the jam yesterday, and we talked about how it was probably strawberry. But Tess got the jam and she put it on a bun or some bread. And she had a good time with it because she really enjoyed it. It's all over her face and her fingers. And then they did what? They went outside, probably like on a pretty day like today. So let's turn, if you have your book, or if you don't, that's okay. You can read this afternoon. We're going to go to almost the end. We just have 2 more pages and we are finished with this book. So they've gone outside, the two sisters. Bess, there's her name, Bess sat, there's a sight word, on a log, L-O-G, log. So here's Bess, she's sitting on a log. And then remember yesterday we found out, let me turn back a page, where was Tess? She was on a rock. So Bess is on a log, Tess is on rock. Now let's read the next part. The sun is hot. The sun is hot. So I'm guessing that this is probably summertime for the two sisters. Either that or late spring when it's very warm. They're outside. All right. Last page. Tess looks just like Bess, but instead of a B, it has a T. S, got, Tess got a, and then what? Do you do this sometimes still? N-A-P, nap. Tess got a nap. All right? Bess, W-I-L-L, will pat Tess. All right, so the big sister, she just what? Pats her little sister. Her little sister's sleeping, and she just reaches over and gives her a little pat so that she knows that she's there. Your big sister's here watching you. Do you ever pat your brother or sister on the back? Just give them a little pat. It's always good. It always feels nice when somebody comes along and just pats you on the back. And that way you know that there's somebody there. All right. So next week, that finishes that book. Next week, we've had stories about the pig sisters. We had our story about Gus, who was a duck. And our first story was about Tip, the dog. Next week, our story is about a rat. And his name is Matt the rat. So he's gonna be our story next week. And we'll do just like we did this week. We'll take a look at the words at the beginning. If you want to do that this weekend, you can always get your new book, Matt the Rat, find the word box at the very beginning, and start practicing those words. All right. Well, it's Friday, and tomorrow starts our weekend, Saturday. So I thought we would do something fun. One of your favorite things that we would do at school if we were still there. And since we were talking about trains and we were talking about the TR sound and our poem was about trains, I thought about our favorite, probably a lot of your favorite songs that we like to do at school. The peanut butter song about the train that comes down the track and what happens? Squish. So stand up if you want to call your brothers or sisters in, mom, dad, whoever's there with you to get you. You can do the peanut butter song with us. So I'm going to get that started, hopefully. Okay, here we go. A peanut sat on the railroad track. His heart was all aflutter. Around that bend came number 10. Toot, toot, peanut butter squish. All right, here we go.
All aboard!
Here we go. A peanut sat on the railroad track. His heart was all aflutter. Around that bend came number 10. Toot, toot, peanut butter squish.
We're rolling!
Here we go. A peanut sat on the railroad track. His heart was all aflutter. Around that bend came number 10. Toot, toot, peanut butter
Squish!
Last one.
Fire up the engine!
Here we go. Peanut sat on the railroad track. His heart was all aflutter. Around that bend came number 10. Toot, toot, peanut butter squish. All right. I hope you had fun doing that. I hadn't forgotten about those songs. Oh. Do you remember that song? That was the song that we sang and listened to whenever we were talking about the people in our neighborhood, when we talked about our community. So that was a good song too. All right. Well, I hope you have a great weekend. I hope that you have lots of fun with your friends and your family, and that you're able to play outside. It's going to be a beautiful, beautiful day. Just remember that Jesus loves you, so do I, and I will see you next Monday. We'll start some new letters, start a new story. We're going to start some new Bible things too. So I'm looking forward to next week. Have a great day, boys and girls.